First off, welcome to episode 2 of Angel's podcast, or episode 1. I don't know if people count like the pilot as number 1, or if they count like the second one as like
No
episode
idea.
2 and like pilot is number
I'll
1.
Google
So
it later.
yeah, as you might notice, I am wearing headphones because really kindly my neighbor decided, she's a lovely lady, she's got a little dog is annoying, but that's not the point is, lady decided that Tuesday, while everybody's in lockdown working from home, probably like doing Zoom calls all through the day, decided that today was the day to build a shed.
Shame.
I've had these two dudes, they're like Norfolk as they get, like I live in Norfolk, they're as Norfolk as they get, just like having banter outside, like climbing on top of the shed that they're building, like drilling away. They've been doing it since like 9 o'clock this morning. I don't even know why it takes that long to put a shed together. But yeah, but I'm giving this little explanation not just because like, oh, what's coming out of your ears, because I'm too broke to own AirPods, but also so that people know that like if they hear like a drilling sound, everybody's fine. There's no murder going on. Like I don't have to fear for my life. Yeah, it's literally just like the neighbors decided to build a shed on a Tuesday. So I spent most of the day. I mean, a Saturday when people like aren't actively working, or like maybe not in lockdown, when everybody's forced to work from home. I mean, I work from home every day anyways because uni life and COVID and all that kind of jazz. But like most people wouldn't. Most people wouldn't be outside of lockdown, so it's just rude. And
I got my
no.
bathroom done during lockdown.
Oh yeah, okay, but is that really affecting your neighbours like that?
Probably. My neighbor always hates it when we do building work, so
Probably. Maybe. Either way, you're not my neighbor, so you're not my beef. Like,
and I can't see you frozen and you're blinking at me. I
that's
see
weird.
you, but I can hear you.
Oh, as long as you can hear me, that's fine. We don't need to worry about the video because we're trial running the video today for those of you tuning into this one. Thanks to everybody that listened to the last one, by the way. Our views aren't
thank you
abysmal.
to the 53 people who watched it, and thank you to my aunt for commenting. I appreciate that.
It's not too bad, and like I'm quite happy about that considering it's been up for literally less than a week. It's been up, I think we put it up on like the 7th.
It was 2 days ago, mate.
It's been 2 days, so that's pretty good. And the fact that we're recording one already, that's pretty good. Don't mind her. Yeah. She just, I don't know, forgot we were recording and left the scene.
I know my sister's door open, so I just closed that.
See, my sister was in here for like a good half-hour chat long before the podcast. I'm like, these are the times I'm recording. Stay out. I want to keep it professional. But like,
leave the room.
We're sort of like throwing that out the window, so it's fine. Like whatever. Should we get in like down to business for today? I mean, there's a lot that's happening in the news. There's a lot going on, and to be honest, for the most part, yeah, that's something. I was gonna say, for the most part, it's good news. It's a good news day.
Yeah.
Like you said, Biden won. I mean, that's a bit old now. Like, but last episode we talked a lot. Exactly. Last episode we talked a lot about the election, so like we'll update on that. Like where it is in case we are your primary source of like US election news, which we shouldn't be, but in case we are, we will. And what else have we got going on? Well, we have the smaller news stories. The Falklands is now free of landmines, which, I mean, they can all go, like the kids in the Falklands can play in the parks now and go to the beaches, which is cute. I mean, especially, it's always nice to know. And probably the biggest. What?
I saw something, my friend put it up on a story. There was in Jamaica, there was a lot of rain and it's caused a lot of flooding and landslides. And yeah, a lot of flooding, a lot of devastation happening there thanks to climate and thanks to flooding. So yeah, my heart goes out to them. Flooding isn't fun. There's a lot of, yeah, it's just not great.
Well, that really fit in with the good news that we started today on. Yeah, thank you for that. It really made sense.
Well, a lot of people are talking about it. I want to add that in.
I mean, there's also bad news, but the focus right now is the good news, including the news of a vaccine.
Oh, yes.
which I don't
We are
know
one
how many
step
people are paying
closer.
attention.
We
Theoretically,
are
yeah.
one step closer.
Yeah, so I mean, I can't remember the name of the company. It starts with an F, but it's like a funky word, and I am not even going to attempt to pronounce it. But this one company, they've got vaccine. It's like 90% effective, which is really good. Um, it's past the first lot of trials. It's working for a lot of people, and they're talking about getting it rolled out for Christmas, like to start with, like the very the most at risk people, like getting it out to care homes and frontline workers and stuff. And if we get that,
Yeah,
would be
it's like
great.
a German. Is it German?
I don't
It's
know.
well, PFIZER and BioNTech.
Yeah, that's
And
them.
yeah, but obviously, one thing to keep in mind that obviously right now it's saying that it's effective, but we need to see what it's going to do in the long term. Is it
Yeah.
going to last long term? Is it actually effective? We need to. I don't think we should get our hopes up just yet. Obviously, it's showing it is 90% effective, but we need to make sure that it actually is.
Well, there's no such thing as 100% effective vaccine. Most of them settle for like 50%. The fact that it's 90 is pretty good. But
Yeah, we need to make sure that it's 90 in the long run.
yeah, that's it. It's the long-term effects. But with anything like this, we won't really have a chance to see the full long-term effects, and wait for that to put it into play and to get it put into people. As Matt Hancock said, he said that he wants it thoroughly checked before people are putting it in their arms. I totally
100%,
understand that.
100%.
But we do need to get moving. So the fact that we could have it in where it's most needed in like the next sort of month, basically, for those that are most at risk is so important, because at the end of the day, like that could be the difference between them surviving the winter and not, you know. But they've seen no side effects so far. But
Yeah.
bearing it, this isn't they aren't the only company that are doing this. I don't know if you can hear the drilling, but I can. It's doing my head in. Thank you so much to my delightful neighbor. But there are like 5-6 other companies that are also developing vaccines.
Yeah, I know in India they're making a vegan vaccine, which is fun.
That's cute. They did like what the thing that concerns me about like vaccines, whether vegan or regular, is that not. I think it was they did a poll on. I think it was Lorraine. I could be. I think it was Lorraine this morning to see like how many people would take this vaccine if it was offered to them, like the one that they're thinking is going to be ready for December, and it was like 40% of people said that they wouldn't.
Well, vaccines
I'm like,
itself are seen as controversial with, the whole conspiracy about it linked to autism, about it not being vegan, about it containing gelatin. I don't think it's just the COVID vaccine itself, it's just vaccines in general. People don't like it. But I would take it. Was someone in the news that person took the vaccine, something happened to him?
not that I heard.
I read something.
I think hope is exactly what everybody needs. Everybody needs to continue following the advice
100%.
given, because they've said that even if this vaccine is, the magic bullet we were waiting for, it's not going to help us with this wave. It will be helping us in the springtime. So we do still need to follow the government guidance, obviously, and do as much as we can to mitigate the impact of this wave of coronavirus.
Yeah, participant fell ill. An Oxford University vaccine, trial pause after participant falls ill.
Falling ill is like part and parcel. That's not really anything major, I would say. Yeah, Oxford have done a couple trials, and I think that Andrew Lloyd Webber's on one of the Oxford trials, and he's doing all right. So he was chatting about it today. I think my issue with like that poll that I referenced is the fact that like a lot of those people are anti-vaxxers, and like you said about linking, it was the MMR vaccine and autism that is the reason that a lot of people are anti-vaxxers, and you've got to be so dumb to believe that. The data was wholly fabricated by non-scientists, and also let's just say
he had his
hypothetically
rejected,
revoked.
like it wasn't a proper trial.
Shit. No, it was absolute BS. And the thing is, even if it did, right? Even if it did, if the MMR vaccine, which actually saved life, gave you autism, is it worth risking dying to not get autism? Is autism that bad? Because that's like highly discriminatory and really like not cute. It's not cute. Being autistic is not like equatable with dying.
Yeah, there was a story of this mom who said, I gave my child the vaccine, and then suddenly something happened and he became autistic. So now she's a proper like activist against vaccinations.
I mean, that sounds like super realistic. It also sounds like she can't handle her child and is trying to blame science that only set out to like save his life.
And the thing is, yeah, we've all taken vaccines. You've taken it. I've taken
Mhm.
it. My family's taken it.
Yeah,
We're
we're all
fine,
here.
we're not.
We're fine. We're functioning.
fine.
We're doing all right. We're doing okay.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of,
So
there's a lot
I
of, like,
mean,
the whole vegan thing as well. Kat 1D, she said, I'm not going to vaccine my child. And then I think she's apologized for that afterwards, saying that she was misinformed about the whole situation, but that plummeted her company to depth. She actually sold her part of the company because of that controversy.
well, I mean, good. She shouldn't be in any sort of position of like influence if she's going to say dumb crap like that. If you're going to spew stuff like that, get out of the public sphere. Vaccinations are good. You know, if they've got Jesus Christ, follow the bloody science. If the science says, yeah, it'll save somebody, do it.
I mean, it's helped some people. Smallpox got eradicated mainly just because of
Yeah,
vaccines. So
exactly. Well, that was like
vaccinate
the
your children,
first ever
guys.
vaccination.
Vaccinate
There
yourself.
you go.
Take the flu jab. Winter's coming. Take the flu jab, please.
Take the flu jab, take the vaccines, wash your hands, maintain space, wear a bloody face mask, stop being selfish. And then maybe, you know, you'll get to celebrate Christmas because people have already, you know, sacrificed Eid, like you guys did the second one, sacrificed Diwali, which happens next week. Like people are already sacrificing. So the least you could do is monitor your behavior.
If Trump does an alleviation of 24 hours on Christmas, I'm going to be so mad. He's going to do something, isn't he? He's going to do something.
What, make an allowance?
Yeah, he might.
I mean, it's pretty much set up that he would.
He's a predictable person. And if the fact that he said, oh, I might consider it, just like, the corona's not going to go for 24 hours. It's not going to like take a nap, is it? It's
No.
We'll thrive on Christmas.
I feel like he would work extra hard to protect Christmas, not just because of this like Christian, hetero, white, middle class, male, like patriarchal, whatever norm. I think it would be partially that, definitely, and partially because Christmas is like the fattest consumer holiday. And you got to remember, this dude's a Tory, and businesses are tanking right now because of the lockdowns that his mismanagement of a infectious disease has led to. So he's going to try and save Christmas, if nothing else, just to like give a boost to the economy, you know. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can still see your aunt, so you need to go buy something. Like, get back in shops. What you doing? Like, he's a Tory at the end of the day.
Online, just don't see people.
You can, but people won't buy as much if they're not seeing the relatives. Like, I'm like, a lot of my relatives that I don't see, like, I don't buy presents for people I don't see. Like, I'm skint, I can't afford to. Like, I'll buy something for the people I live with just because if I don't give them something to open on Christmas Day, like I gotta live with them for the rest of the year, you know. Like it's different circumstances. So
we give money on Eid, so we give money on Eid, so
that's nice. If I was giving away money, it'd be like £2.
No, the adults do £10 each.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a lot of uncles and aunties.
That's cute. That's so cute. I wish I just got money. I mean, all I'm asking for Christmas is money, but such is the life we find ourselves in.
That's what I do for birthday. Just give me money.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to a certain age, like that's it. Like everything else is fine. Just give me that money.
I have a list. I'm gonna buy all that shit myself. I don't
exactly. Just give me the money. No. Oh my god, presents are so hit and miss. Like, man.
I know, with Secret Edie that we did, like, my cousin didn't like, she wanted makeup. I didn't get her makeup. I got a fucking Disney bag because she likes Disney and she likes bags. No, she wanted makeup. She wanted bloody Glossier. And I'm like, shame you didn't get it. Deal with it.
Whereas if you'd just given her the money and then she could have gone by herself, she would have been absolutely over the moon. Crazy world we live in. So anyway, we can move on from that. You mentioned the election at the top of this podcast, so should we dive into there?
Yeah, so Biden winning obviously is a victory for the Democrats. Honestly, with whatever the outcome would have been, I would have been incredibly surprised. Trump won in 2016, so I was shocked. So after that, I just like, either way, I would have been surprised. So I am surprised that Biden won, but I'm not surprised because everyone realized that they've made, well, whoever vote, maybe people who didn't vote, and maybe some of the people might
Yeah.
have voted, realized, all right, guys, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go and vote for Biden.
Mm.
And I was reading that Biden is one of the most like pro LGBTQ people ever, like in terms of president-elect. Like I think he was the first to talk about trans rights in one of his press conferences.
It was actually his victory speech, and we did post about it on our Angels News Network Instagram. So I'm going to plug that right now. Go on, check it out. I'll probably put it somewhere.
News Network.
Yeah, it is. That is our Twitter, our
And
Twitter as well. It is our Twitter and our Instagram and our what's the other one? YouTube, which is what this will be on.
Yeah,
so
Angels
we'll link
News
everything.
Network.
We'll link everything. We'll link it.
Title,
I'll write it somewhere.
Same
exactly,
on Twitter as well.
Exactly. So yeah, we did actually post it on there. It was in his victory speech. He was the first president-elect to mention trans people by name in his victory speech, and it follows in 2008 when Barack Obama, whom he was the vice president of, mentioned gay people for the first time in a victory speech. So there you go. It's a nice little addition there.
Kamala Harris just became the first ever Black South Asian female vice president of the US. Bloody amazing. Finally getting some representation out there. Like it's Asian incredible. And Black and a woman. What more do you need?
I mean, she's broken so many records just to be there, especially as like the child of immigrants as well. Like all of that. She is the American dream. So what I am gonna
one thing I do want to add in is that I saw this again on my friend's Instagram, that she is kind of pro-Israel. She's a bit like,
I mean, you definitely need to find the evidence for that, because I think I saw it on the same person's Instagram. We have a lot of mutual friends.
Yeah, she was a part of a lot of pro-Israeli groups. I did Google that up afterwards.
So I'm not really surprised, because anybody that knows Kamala Harris knows that her husband is Jewish. So the fact that she's on the side of Israel, which is the Jewish side, it doesn't surprise me all that much. I think I'd be more surprised if she was like more for Palestine and the Palestinian rights than the Israeli rights, to be honest, given who her husband is, you know. So I'm not shocked.
Times. I support US commitment to provide Israel with $38 billion in military assistance.
Yeah, and those are quotes from her over the years.
Yeah.
She's definitely, I mean, there's definitely pros and cons. I mean, they were chatting on LBC about Biden's tendencies towards war. He tends to be pro-war, which I think is quite odd, because a lot of liberal leaders tend to be pro-war. Like, for instance, like Tony Blair in ours, like he literally started wars. I think Obama did as well. Like, and I understand, like, actually, I don't understand. I'm completely anti-war. I think that they're ridiculous. You never solve anything that way, but like,
necessary.
Fight fire with fire is what a lot of these people do. So I mean, you know, we might have like a whole episode where we're just like, these are the negatives of Joe Biden, but for a minute we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll give Kamala Harris the benefit of the doubt. Now their positions have changed. They're not just politicians, they are the leaders of the free world together, and we have to give them a chance to show it. Yeah, theoretically. Exactly. Hopefully it is again. So I follow an Instagram account called This Much I Know News, and they're like a news organization kind of similar to us, and they put out a list of 5 things that Joe Biden promised that he would do at the start of his presidency, which for those of you who don't know,
that he best do as well.
Yeah, that he best do. His presidency starts January 21st. So the things that he said he would do is rejoin.
Get a lot sooner before Trump can do anything about it.
I mean, that's not really how democracy works. And you cut me off. So he's going to rejoin the WHO, which is the World Health Organization, which I think Trump left as part of a tantrum when this whole coronavirus thing went down. It was like part of having a go because he disagreed with the advice. Remember when they were like, "Oh, the US ain't taking this seriously. Y'all need to lock down." And he was like, "I'm not doing this." So yeah, so that's number 1. Number 2 is rejoin the Paris Climate Accord. The Paris Agreement, the beloved Paris Agreement, which America left. Yeah, we do need that agreement.
I think if anyone can help solve climate change, America's going to be a big thing. If America do it, it will be a massive example and everyone else will follow suit.
Yeah, at the minute they're one of like literally like 3 nations that aren't in the Paris Agreement. So if they can rejoin it, they'll at least get a little bit more respect on the world stage, which they
More
blooming need after that.
resources,
What's it is left?
more money.
Yeah. So number 3 that he's allegedly going to do is form a coronavirus task force, which obviously we
Yeah,
know that Biden's view on the pandemic is drastically different to Trump's. Like,
100%.
I don't think you could get 2 people that are like more separate. Number 4, put together the most diverse cabinet in history. So I mean, I don't think it would be that difficult for him to make the most diverse cabinet in history, because I don't think they've been pretty diverse throughout history anyway. He could
Yeah.
literally he could fulfill that promise by putting like 2 people that weren't white in the
And
cabinet.
there you got
You know,
diversity.
that he would say like, yeah, now it's the most in like diverse in history. And it's like, yeah, but
Yeah, I mean, if he does that, we'll have
something
amazing
more happening.
representation. We can save the world. Hopefully, beat Corona. Get back to
And most
having stable health views.
Yes, and most importantly, number 5, bring dogs back to the White House because Joe Biden has pups.
What do you
Trump,
mean? Who
no
banned
pups.
dogs? Trump banned
I don't
dogs.
think they were banned. I just don't think Trump had any. Obama had dogs. Biden's got dogs. I'm pretty sure everybody else has dogs because they got like normal families that like pets and a lot of space. And if you got a lot of space and you like pets, you tend to get a dog. I'm more of a cat person, but I appreciate the dog loving community. My dad has a dog. Dogs are great.
I have none of them.
Yeah, but you live in London, so you're forgiven.
Thank you.
I
Thank you
live
for
in
forgiving.
middle of nowhere, so
And I live in the middle of
so
somewhere.
that's cute. I like that. So where do you want to go now? What do you want the next move to be?
Okay, what's happening in the news? Let's find out.
Well, there's the Catholic school thing, but I feel like that's a bit out of like what we talk about. I don't feel like we should.
What's that about?
Um, it's about the inquest into the church's complacency in sex abuse.
Let's talk about it. This is going to be fun to rant about. Love it when
Is
people are
it?
using their power and authority to manipulate.
I don't really know
and
a lot about this.
people.
I don't know the names either. I don't really have the
I don't know
info.
much, but I do know that it's happening. And then the Pope obviously standing up against it is just a bowl of hypocrisy. You make an oath to, I don't know what the oath is, but I'm assuming a lot of it has to do with, be honest, be right, protect people, protect terms of like keep people safe. Do you get me?
Yeah.
And they take advantage of that. And I think it's absolutely disgusting. It's also common within I think not all religions, but I know it's common. Like there's the mosque too movement, there's a church too movement. Like it's an actual thing, and them taking advantage of little kids is absolutely disgusting. Like I watched it was a very old video from BuzzFeed where they interviewed victims, and they were just innocent children, and so he's looking at me, it's kind of freaking me out. Just innocent children just taken advantage of, thinking that what they're doing is, right and like religious, and you're doing it for God. And it's even in the new. It was new. It was what's the name? Tom Holland in it and Robert Pattinson.
You're asking the wrong person.
I watched it and I can't remember the name. I mean, it wasn't my favorite movie, but what's it called? Tom Holland movie, Netflix. The Devil All the Time. So I cannot tell what the movie's about, but there's a bit. Robert Pattinson plays a priest who manipulates young women. So he manipulated person played Tom Holland's sister into like saying like, oh, have you ever like opened yourself up to God? So basically stripping for God. And then he made her think that what she was doing was for God, and manipulated her in that sense. And then when she got pregnant, he was like, you're delusional. And she accidentally killed herself because of it. So yeah, a lot of manipulations, disgusting. I don't know how they're going to be able to eradicate. I think you definitely need to hold everyone to account. And yeah, I don't know what else.
I think where the biggest issue with this story is that the reason it's back in the news, because these are historic sex abuse accusations that have turned out to be true, and it's come now because there was an inquest into what the church did, and that's church with a capital C, and what it should have done. And like you said, there was a bit with the oath.
No, you're saying I'm listening.
Yeah, which is like, do no harm, look after the vulnerable, etc.
Yeah,
I don't know the exact words. Like, it's that sort of vibe. And basically, because it's not illegal, but a priest can witness a rape and not say anything, So because that's legal, a lot of priests wouldn't, and a lot of people within the church wouldn't. And the thing is, I think recently the most senior figure in the church came out and said, like, we should do more, like, the church is sorry for this, like, this isn't how it should be. But he personally didn't take responsibility, and because he personally didn't take responsibility for his own personal failings, he tried to put it on like the institution. It's sort of like, well, where are you? You're not holding yourself to account, and you should be doing that, because you could have stepped in. Yeah, and you don't really do that. But yeah, so that's an ongoing thing. Who knows, maybe it'll lead to reform and lead to change within not just, the Catholic Church, the Church of England, but within all institutions.
Eventually, maybe after, like, maybe in the next century, maybe, because
I doubt it.
No, I do think that now, the fact they're being held into account, it's going to take a long while for it to be fixed. Like, maybe after our time, maybe like the next century, maybe.
If anybody listening to this like has any opinions, we need to utilize that comment section. Like, Adam's aunt used it last week. Let's everybody utilize that comment section, because we need to have more discussions. I put polls on our Instagram page and stuff, and interaction is cute. We need more interaction, more talk to us. If there's something going on in the news that we should actually talk about, send it to us.
Something that you guys want represented, we'll try and do
a
really good, justified representation for you guys.
Exactly. We could talk about Trumpet a little bit, like the what's it.
Why do you want to talk about the what's it for, man?
Because he's trying to launch a lawsuit, bro.
Big baby who doesn't want to leave the White House. He's surprised that he hasn't won. Let him cry and let him mope. I don't want to talk about him.
Okay, I'm gonna edit this.
Does not deserve our views.
Wow, love that. I mean, well, we did like the second half of last time talking about ourselves and how we were doing. So, I mean, I opened up complaining about my neighbours, who I think have stopped building a shed now, which is good. And it's only because Light is leaving. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure they'd still be drilling. But like, give us an update. How are you doing? How are things going? Is there anything we've got to look forward to from you?
So one of my arts and culture assignments, I had to do a review, a more of an interactive review. We couldn't write anything. And I decided to do a YouTube video, and I reviewed the movie. And I sent it to Shannon, and now Shannon wants me to make it into an actual thing.
I do. It needs to be an actual thing. It really needs to.
Yeah, I called it trash reviews because I was talking about trash movies, but excuse me. But yeah, so I need to buy equipment if we're actually doing this. I mean, I do want to buy camera and equipment anyway.
I was gonna say, I feel like you're fine anyway. I don't even feel like you need the equipment. Even without the equipment, it was still. It was entertaining.
Video. I'm not making a bad quality video.
Like this one. That's why we're gonna cut the video. That's why we'll cut the video from this. It'll just be audio that goes out to you guys when you actually listen to it. But yeah, it's fine. It's all it makes sense. It's fine.
But yeah, so we might be doing reviews. I might be reviewing stuff. It's gonna be a commentary like Alex Myers, because I'd much rather commentate on how it was done rather than not adding spoilers. I just think I feel like a good review needs spoilers to actually talk about why was this movie shit, and I can't talk about it without giving examples, because the examples are in the thing.
Yeah, I mean, when I watched yours, you had a couple spoilers for this movie, which I think it was called like When We Collide. Just like, well, I mean, there was a lot of clips from the movie, and I was like, oh,
there were spoilers of the first movie, but it makes sense because
yeah.
they're reviewing a sequel.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'd already seen the first movie, but like when you showed the sequel, the more clips you showed, the more I was like, oh, I want to watch more of this. Like you said, it was trash, but like I also want to see how trash. Like I'm a big hate watcher, so you said I'd enjoy this.
If you love hate watching, watch it. If you love watching the cringy shit, watch it.
Exactly, and that's. I mean, I probably will when it's like on Netflix and I don't have to pay because I'm not investing in it because you said it sucks. You don't hate your video? Good.
I don't hate it. I mean, I was
we
scared
might put it.
when everyone was watching it.
Yeah, I think we should put it up on this YouTube channel.
What? I don't know. If it gets a good grade, then I'll think about it.
You know, it's got a good grade. I mean, you sent me the link, so I can.
It does.
I can download it from YouTube, convert it to an MP3, and then like upload it on our YouTube. Actually, I can't because you're the only person with the power to upload onto our YouTube channel.
You mean MP4? You have power.
Can I? I didn't think I could.
Mate.
I'm gonna have to go back and check that because I remember nothing. But yeah, I put candles up when we like recorded this for a bit of ambience, and I'm actually like I keep panicking because one of my candles is really near my plants. For those of you who don't know, I'm a little bit of a plant mum. I have like 5 plants on my windowsill alongside my candles.
Fake plants in my house.
Well, do you know what? I probably do better with fake plants because my real plants get a battering from me existing and looking after them because I don't do it very well. And like last time I burnt candles near my plants, I wasn't paying attention to like how close to the plants my candles were. And then like I looked the next day and like I have a spider plant and a curling spider plant. The spider plant, the regular one, ended up getting singed and now its leaf looks really sad and it's like really hard. And my aloe vera, my heart broke. My aloe vera, right? It burnt half of one of the like aloe vera stems, and then the aloe vera stem split, and it was like oozing like aloe vera. And I was like, oh crap! One, it looked really sad and slightly sinister, and like it was like one of the big leaves, so like it dramatically changed the shape of the plant as well. And I was like, this is ridiculous.
Pure aloe vera on your skin.
Really?
Never, because it has, according to Hiram, skincare YouTuber, it has a thing in it which can cause cancer.
Oh shit! Well, I put it on my skin.
Never put pure aloe vera on your skin. I have done that. Now I'm
yeah,
scared.
I've done that. Oh damn!
Buy the stuff from
Okay. Public service announcement: don't put raw aloe vera gel on your face. I put it in my hair and on my face, and to be fair, on my hair, it like literally it made it so nice. My hair's like a bit curly and quite fuzzy, and the aloe vera just like solved it. I'm like, oh, maybe I should like decimate this plant and buy another one and just like use one of them as like an aloe vera farm and just like make my own aloe vera.
Be careful.
Yeah, and don't get it on my face because apparently that'll give me cancer. So thanks for that. Thanks for the update. I needed to know that.
I just had a feeling you might have done that, so I just thought I'd let you know.
Yeah, the feeling, and you were right. I absolutely did. That was like the first thing. I was like, oh, I can do this.
Wait, I've done it. I was in America and I asked for some aloe vera, and I was just putting it on my upper lip.
Wow, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. What's dangerous? I find that. Do you know what I mean? That should be safe. It's a plant. You know, if we were in the wild, I'd have done it.
Yeah, so
that's my theory.
Kill you.
Yeah.
What is it? I think cherries, almonds, something of walnuts, something of beetroot as well. Leeks, like the stem, can kill you.
That's insane.
Something I do want to say, you need to get on Among Us, and we have to play Among Us. It's gonna be we can put it on our YouTube channel and just say 2 best friends playing Among Us with a bunch of strangers. It's so much fun. Like me, Maveen, and Ikra, and our cousin playing, and we were all like in a gang, just like playing, and we were all hanging out because we knew that none of us were the imposter. And then this one person was, and we all ganged up and like, you're the imposter. We know you are. Don't lie. It's so much fun.
Okay, well maybe we'll look at it. Maybe we'll do that for an episode.
So you have to do that. You have to get on it. I'll send you the tutorial, and we have to play it.
Fine, I'll play it. We put your trash reviews on, and we have this podcast, and that's our YouTube channel.
Yes.
done.
Okay, when
I'm
it
glad.
comes to the actual Angel News Network, it's basically going to be the podcast, maybe trash reviews. You've got a social
Definitely trash
media,
reviews. Yeah.
a bit of blogging.
Yo, okay.
I told Shannon you should do something as well.
I'll think
What
about
do you love
something.
doing? I love
I don't know.
doing
I'll think about it.
and wait, what about horoscopes? Be like the astrologist of the group.
Love that, mate. Maybe I'll start doing them. That will make
Yeah.
our social media blog because everyone loves the horoscope.
Yeah.
I'll have a think and I will get back to you.
So yeah.
There you go.
And,
I might start doing horoscopes just on social media for shits and gigs, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about horoscope. I don't know how it works. So
Well,
yeah,
you know.
I'll do that.
So yeah, I mean, is that everything? So I will think about what I'm going to do. We might start horoscopes. We'll add trash reviews, definitely. It'll just be waiting for me to convince Alan, totally. And yeah.
I'm convinced. I'm just a bit worried when it comes to timing and editing, and
Yeah.
I might start in December, maybe.
Oh, you should. Yeah, okay. So
a fortnightly thing, maybe.
Fortnightly thing every 2 weeks definitely sounds good. So is that everything for this week's podcast number 2, and we'll come back number 3. We're hoping this wasn't too depressing because we came on so heavy last week and it was hella political and we were all about the US elections and it was just sort of like, I know it's what was happening. Yeah, it's like we've got some good news, you know, there's a vaccine, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, you know, landmines aren't in the Falklands. We can all I know you're a pessimist and it's bloody annoying, but then we need balance and we need somebody to not let me get too excited about the fact that maybe this will all be over, you know, this time next year.
Yeah, I was an ignorant optimist when it comes to that. I thought Corona was going to die in July, but it didn't, did it?
No, it didn't.
So my faith has gone.
It'll be over soon. That's what I keep saying. It'll be over soon. One day that'll be true. One day I'll be right.
Actually, I mean, we got over the Black Death. We got over the plague.
Yeah, we did that.
Thing,
yeah,
but not as much as it used to.
Yeah.
Smallpox is gone.
It has with the
vaccine.
Help of vaccinations. Yeah, exactly. So we will keep an eye on the news. We will keep you updated. We might do special podcasts on stuff. If you've got ideas, let us know. Our email is linked to our Instagram. You can DM us on Insta. You can DM us on Twitter. You can comment in the YouTube comments.
We do have an email, and I put the email on our YouTube channel.
Oh, it's on the YouTube as well. There you go. So by all means.
Did you put the email on Instagram?
Yeah, the email's linked to our Insta.
Oh, that's perfect.
It's literally what I just said.
Oh, I wasn't listening.
I know you never listen to me. Anyway, other people do. So
your fantasy.
Thank you everyone. For tuning in. For tuning in last time.
I'm just a bit dead. That's why I've been a bit meh.
She's tired. It's fine.
Stressful.
And just to highlight this, although it might end up going out around the 14th of November, well, it probably won't be that long. It'll go out in a couple of days, but it was recorded on the 10th of November, just in case anything that we're saying now is like inaccurate by the time you listen to this.
2020, we started at 600 and are ending at
exactly. So we could be out slightly.
I'll
just
put
because
that description as well for guys that bother to listen to the entire thing.
Yeah, exactly. We should start with the date maybe. Anyway, I'm calling it a day because like during our last podcast, I again need a pee. So we're going to sign off.
I've got my water, so I've become prepared.
There you go. I'm going to wee. You're going to drink some water, have some dinner, maybe have a nap. You look like you need one.